People say that the British care more about animals than they do about human beings. There are many charities in the UK devoted to caring for pets and other animals that have been abandoned or ill-treated. One pressure group mounted a determined campaign against fox hunting. Recently, the British Parliament voted to stop the hunting of foxes completely, even though it is a popular traditional sport in the English countryside. This followed years of protest demonstrations and acts involving violence against people and property by rival groups of those supporting hunting and those opposed to it. Another animal rights group has been very much in the news lately, causing a lot of controversy. This group campaigns against the use of animals in medical research. They believe it is a form of cruelty and that in any case it is ineffective. Photographs of animals being used in apparently cruel experiments can indeed be upsetting for most people, for example, rabbits being forced to smoke hundreds of cigarettes a day, or dogs being sacrificed in the process of testing new medical procedures. Recently, a human ear was grown on the head of a mouse, which died when the ear was removed and attached to a human patient. And experiments involving cells taken from animal embryos which have to be killed in the process may help doctors to cure the kind of diseases and physical problems which some people are born with. Thousands of animals die every year as a result of medical research, but doctors and researchers believe this is unavoidable if we want to find cures for human diseases. One of the commonest uses of animals by medical researchers is to test newly developed drugs. A drug sometimes has unexpected side effects. That is to say, a drug may be effective against cancer, but at the same time it might increase the chance of the patient suffering from a serious heart attack. So before new drugs are given to humans, they are routinely tested on animals. Some animals are physically quite similar to us. Over 95% of a chimpanzee's genes, for example, are the same as those of a human being. Dogs and monkeys often react to drugs in the same way that humans do. However, there are times when animal testing seems to be useless. In Britain recently, a group of young men volunteered to help with the testing of a new drug made by a German drug company and designed to cure leukemia. It had already been tested on animals and was thought to be safe. The volunteers were to be paid about £2,500 for a few days' work. But something went very seriously wrong. Soon after being given the new drug, the men started shouting out in pain and tearing off their clothes. Their breathing became irregular, and within a few minutes they became unconscious and had to be put on life support machines. Within days, the heads of the worst affected had swollen up to twice their normal size and their limbs had turned purple. Their blood had to be removed and cleaned every few hours. They spent a long period in hospital before being discharged, and the fingers of one man turned black as if they had been frozen solid and finally had to be removed. Everyone agrees that drugs must be tested effectively for safety, or many new life-saving drugs might never be developed. Those in favor of animal testing thought that this shocking event simply demonstrated how important it is. If drugs are not tested on animals first, they say, more human volunteers are likely to become sick or even die. However, the groups supporting animal rights expressed a different opinion. They said that testing drugs on animals clearly does not prevent serious accidents from happening when they are finally tested on humans. Chimpanzees are very close to human beings, but even so, drugs which are safe for them may still harm humans. So they argue that new methods are needed, such as the use of tissue culture or the development of advanced computer programs to predict human reactions to new drugs. However, the British government believes that using animals in medical research is essential. It has recently decided to prevent animal rights groups from interfering with research facilities and threatening the doctors and scientists working there. In the future, animal rights supporters may be sent to prison if they break the law.